Now, Pleader, according to promise, had to go to Meherwan and from there proceed, or if you want to continue, continue. But he did not go because he was hurt very badly. He did not go to Meherwan. He went straight instead wherever he wanted to go. That is Bombay. He took a accommodation like paying guest, we used to say. And he stayed, but now he was not known to anybody in Bombay. Now where to go? He knew that Carmen Masi, my grandmother, was a Baba, into Baba's ashram. Her husband, Rustam Diniyar, was helping Masaji in the kitchen, again Baba lover. So he knew that their son, that is my father, was staying at Tardev, wherever that place is in Bombay. And he used to come to our house, which was on the 3rd floor, no elevators, no lifts, nothing. And he would bring tiffin or whatever, and we will sit, we would eat. And slowly some people started coming, knowing that he's talking about Meher Baba. That process had started happening. People were drawn closer to Baba, and Pleader would tell stories like everything but Baba only. He suffered a he suffered a severe coronary thrombosis coupled with heart attack. Now, he was not allowed to climb 3 floors and come out, not even to get up from the bed. Everything was to be done on the bed only. This happened, and by that time, solid crowd, I mean, quite a number of people, about 30-40 people every day used to come to our house. It was a big accommodation. And Pleader developed the pain in the kidney region. He used to call it kidney pain. But Baba asked Nariman to take him to some top doctors, kidney specialist, nephrologist. None of them could diagnose. They said it could be something else, but certainly not a kidney pain. So Nariman wrote the report to Baba that, look, I took him to this doctor under your instructions, and this is the report. Baba writes back to Pleader and says, this is the pain which I have given to you, and you will take it to your graves. Which happened exactly like that. It was unbearable. I remember he used to ask me, press my fingers over here very tight until they were almost trembling. And then he would drift into sleeping, and the moment I removed that, it would start again. These things were going on, and Panchals and all those people who were great Baba lovers of those times, they came into Meher Baba through Pleader. They were there, people were crying and all that. Our house was always full because of this condition. Now, I was 16 years, almost 16 years. 16th birthday was a month away. I was also there, and I could not endure it. So, I became Pleader's Pleader. And I am writing to Meher Baba a big letter by a telegram. I remember at 10 o'clock I went to the nearby post office and sent the telegram, reply prepaid. Means you don't wait, you reply immediately. That is what I had. Some people gave 2 rupees, some people gave 1 rupees, and like that the telegraphic expense was met. The telegram went. I had written a very, you judge what it could be called. I said that, look, you asked him to do this, he did. You asked him to do that, he did. And instead, you promised him God realization. Instead of that, you have put him in this miserable conditions. Why do you do that? So Baba's reply came only in 1 sentence, telegraphic. Pleader is fortunate to suffer a fraction of my infinite suffering. Letter follows. None of us were satisfied with that. Another telegram we shot out, saying that what is that suffering to you? You are infinite bliss. Even if there is suffering, you can dive into the bliss, and there's no suffering. Baba does not reply. Baba does not, yes. But it was Baba's working only. This letter had to go. Otherwise, things would not have developed the way he wanted to develop. Baba's letter came. I've got the copy of the letter. The Sufis have taken a very beautiful copy so that the original is not passed on from end to end and gets destroyed. With the old envelope, stamp and all. Erach is handwritten, partly in Gujarati, partly in English, again in Gujarati, then PS, PPS, all that. And I asked the Erach uncle, why all this? He said, no. Between these two, I will never give my interpretation. I was asking Baba to spell out slowly so that I could write. Baba said in Gujarati first, I know everything. You take Equanil tablets, 10 milligrams, 3 times a day, and see if you get respite from the pain. Otherwise, you come to me. Then again, to us, my father, mother, and me in English. Now to you, Khorshid, Saros, and Meherwan. I have told him to do that, and you keep an eye on him, see to his comforts, The letter ended. Erach is handwritten in Gujarati, but he signed as in English. Again, PS. Still, if he's telling Pleader, still if you feel that the pain is totally unbearable, then don't wait for 3 days, start immediately. Again, PPS. He says, if you are bringing Pleader down to me, one person should accompany him and hand him over to me and go back. But wire, he never wrote the word send a telegram or inform telegraphically. He said wire Adi for arrangements to be done for Pleader's arrival. Slowly we went to him and we told him that, look, we didn't say that we had played this mischief of telegrams, exchanges and all. We said that Baba wants you to, if you feel like to go. He said yes. But he was in terrible pain. That kind of an expression was constantly there. And doctor said, Dr. Golwala, that is Katie's cousin. Katie Irani, Katie Auntie, her cousin. He said that I won't give you permission. I am his cardiologist. He is definitely going to die on the way. You don't take him. But then Baba's orders means we no two opinions. Plus his wish was also there. So he was, all arrangements were done. Adi Irani was informed, Baba's secretary. We were taking him out on the trolley from my house and then to place him in an ambulance and onward journey. As he was about to leave our house, he called my father, Saros, and he said that you have so lovingly looked after me all the last few years, that is couple of years. Even if he blessed him now. He said that even if the price of salt, which then was only 1 kilo, that is 1 seer, even if the price of salt goes to 100 rupees a kilo, Baba will never make you to do this before anybody. And he blessed him. And this is exactly how my father lived till the very end. He was brought down and he was taken in the train, and the same train, passenger train, slowly, stopping at all stations and between all stations also. That kind of a train it was. Approximately 2 hours before, we were 35 people in the next compartment. And my mother, carrying a nursing for him, she was, although on the second class ticket, she was allowed to travel with the sick person in first class. So she was attending. 2 or 3 hours before arrival of Amarnagar station, my mother is shouting from the window. We were in the adjacent compartment. Gulab Das, Meherwan, you all come when the train stops next. So next station, which was hardly any time away, we went to the window and we said, what has happened? My mother said, he has passed. He has passed, Pleader. So Gulab Das asked my mother, how do you say he has passed? My mummy said that his eyes are half open and he doesn't show signs of breathing. Gulabdas said, please don't make any scene, don't even cover his face. Otherwise, there can be a lot of police trouble and in an unknown area. Baba has said that hand him over to me, dead or alive, we'll hand him over to him the way he wants. It's his responsibility. As the train arrived at Ahmednagar, Pleader was back. He did not die. This is Meher Baba. Early hours of the morning, the same train which brings us from Bombay, even today. Adi K. Irani is shouting at the top of the voice, take care, don't give him any pains, otherwise the old man will skin me to the bones. Oh, so much dandal he was making, you know. So Pleader was gently brought out and put in the ambulance. Adi Kaka went and sat next to the driver, and I took the opportunity and stealthily went inside the ambulance. The rest of them were coming by other modes of transport. Straight to Pimpalgaon, Merazat. When we went there, almost it was sunrise was done already, and I remember, you know, the spot where Meherwan Jasawala stands to embrace her as we come from the bus. There is this drinking water pot, glasses are there, and then you go to Erach's room and all that. So that spot has a railing, and beyond the railing there are those gravels, which was the same there those days also. And Baba is standing waiting to meet Pleader to arrive as he was arriving. Baba is standing like this. Can I get up? Like this he was standing. And slowly Pleader was brought out again gently. Here is Meher Baba. Here was Pleader on the trolley. And this side we all were there. Of course, I was in the forefront by pushing others. Baba walks close to him and he put his hand. This is a very significant occasion. It was history in the making. Baba put his hand on his chest and he said, how are you feeling now? Even then he did not complain. All he said is, I'll tell you verbatim. He said, either fulfill your promise or give up your divine claim of being God. I have seen it with these eyes, I have heard it with these ears. And Baba's instant reaction was this, that it is a man's promise. And he reiterated by bringing his palm close to him and he clapped. But you remember, you did not keep your promise. You said after the play you will go to Meherabad and from there you will proceed. So for this small thing, I don't want you to go and come back again, because I have promised you realization in this life. Pleader listened to him, and Baba then put him in the next room. You know, Mandali Hall of Merazat has those small rooms, cabin kind of, adjacent to that, where Rodanti used to stay in the last room, at Darachanji. He was placed in the immediate room next to that. Baba, thereafter, we were all into Mandali Hall. Baba is doing like this. I asked for one man, 35 people. I have got no food for all of you. You all pack off and go back. Then he looked at me and he said, come here. I went. We were not strangers to him. Grown up on his lap, literally. So I went up to him and he said, you think you know everything. He's sending me big telegram, he said. Then he said, this was significant. He said, if I was not actually suffering, why would I, and taking that bliss, why would I call it suffering? I am actually suffering, Baba said. I did not. Then he rolls up, puts my shirt sleeves a little upwards, and he had a foot ruler always to his right. Foot ruler. He took it and he said, shall I beat you for this? Shall I beat you? Twice he said. And gently he did like that. And then he embraced me. So I said, Baba, is he going to live or is he going to pass off? He did not answer. He was looking at me. I said, I won't move from here until you have said, Baba, please. So he was very sort of angry, and he took his sadra like this and did like that. Means he'll drop his body. That was the gesture. Everybody burst out crying and all. We were asked to go back, and we were packing off. Excepting for 2 people who were kept behind by Baba, from amongst those who have come from my father's eldest brother, who had nothing here, but everything here, to attend to his toilet needs or personally. Second was Pleader's childhood friend, Shapur Parak by name. And the rest of us were asked to go back. Now this is the last we also saw Pleader. But the rest of the story, after Pleader's passing away, Baba had asked Kishore Mistry, the first secretary of Bombay Center, to call a meeting of a list of persons that Baba had mentioned, who had come to Baba through him, to call a meeting of these people and tell them about the last experiences that they had with Pleader before passing away. And this is what story we got from Sapur uncle. When the meeting was called, of course my name was there. It was in our house only. Sapur uncle says that after you people had gone about 4 to 5 times, the rest of the day Baba comes to him, he kisses him here, he kisses him there. He said that don't think about anything, I'm there. And he went on and he came to the Mandali hall the same day, and he's having his close people only. So he said that tomorrow I'm sending him to Meherwan. And he did like this. The next day, I'll free him. No, Alaba burst out. No, Baba. Day after tomorrow is your birthday. We don't want to lose him on your birthday and have a melancholy environment. Baba again did like that. All right, the next day after that. When you go to Meherwan, anytime and you happen to go near the graves of, Nariman, Neeraj and all, Pleader is there. See his date of passing away. It is 26th February 1960, the day after his birthday. Baba kept every word of his with meticulous care. For some reason or the other, Baba was asked to vacate the room. It was done up for Pleader. Baba told Dr. Donkin, you also go with these 2, my uncle and Sapur uncle. Don't attend to anybody's any kind of emergency. Be by his side till he passes. That's all. And that is exactly what Donkin did. They came over there. He was put there in that room. And the next day was Baba's birthday. That went by, 5th, 25th and 26th February. At 5 minutes before 7 approximately, Pleader, who was, tense with pain and all that, he shouted, light, he said. He shouted at the top of his voice, which he was not capable of also. He shouted loudly. And Sapur uncle and Donkin were looking at each other. Now, where is the light? There's a 0 power bulb that also is glowing dim with the short supply. And again, so Sapur came near, he said that I came near him and I said, where is the light? 0 power voltage. He said that Pleader was smiling slyly. All the strands of suffering and those wrinkles and all that, they vanished. His cheeks were glowing. His forehead was glowing. These are his words, I'm telling you. And I saw that history was being in the making. So, but Pleader said to Sapur uncle, he always had addressed Baba or called Baba whenever he talked about Baba as Baba. Never said Meher Baba or anything. For him only one Baba and nothing, nobody else is there. Only my master and none. So he said, he was not himself. He said, tomorrow Meher Baba is coming. Tell him many thanks. And Sapur uncle just said that, thank God I asked him. Has he kept his promise? Pleader said yes and left. We received a telegram around that time, that Pleader passed away peacefully at 7. Funeral to take place tomorrow. Baba kept every word of it, not only this promise. So we took that same night train. Only one train used to bring us. We took it to Meherwan, and Baba that night, Muhammad the Must, danced that night. On the day Pleader passed, he danced that night, which he did only again on the occasion of Padri's passing. We were, Baba had told Kekobat Dastur. You know these names? Okay. Kekobat Dastur, Dastur means a priest of Zoroastrian community. He was asked to put on the dress of a priest, put the Parsi cap, and recite scriptures near his body, sitting near his body, right through the night, till Baba was to come at 7, which Kekobat did. The lid was just shut on the coffin. It was not nailed. And we were coming in that Tonga. We used to hear the singing kind of prayers that he was reciting from Kekobat's. We came over there. We saw Pleader. He was totally at peace. And there was this script. Baba comes at approximately 7 and he walked straight up to the coffin and he gestured like this to Padri. Padri opened the... Baba looked at him intently and he did 3 times. He's free, he's free, he's free. And asked us to recite the 2 prayers. That time no 3 prayers. Only Parvatigar and repentance. And what do you think? The master of the universe stood like this right through the prayer in front of his body. And coffin was asked to be nailed, which they did. Baba physically helped in lowering the body. 3 times he put the soil and he asked all of us to do that. Then he walks to the Mandali hall near the Dharamshala. We all went there. All were crying. Huh? Baba is looking at everyone and he picked up his slippers and he said, I'll fling it at the person who cries. You're mourning today? Today is his day of rejoicing. He got what he wanted all along. So that is what it was. But I'll tell you something connected with the chargemen and whatnot Baba said at that time. Once Baba had called him, coming to Meherwan, he called him privately into a room and he gave 10 scrolls of paper. 10 scrolls of paper. You know, tiny scrolls, 1 page. Each page contained names of 12 people. And on the top he would write 1 and circle it. The second one 2 and circle it. Likewise 10. And each page was signed MS Irani by him. And he told him that don't show this to anybody. This is only for your consumption and read it first. So Pleader read it. And Baba was smiling at him. And Pleader said, but my name is nowhere in any of the 12 circles. I'm sorry, 10 circles. Baba said, it won't be there. Because, as I told you, you will be my chargeman when everything takes place. And that's what. So don't show it to anybody. Pleader, and after Baba was gone, the musts, God knows how they came to know, or I know how they came. They slowly converged on Pleader's where he was sitting. And with a perfect unionized action, I keep on using that word. As if they decided what to do. Chitti dikhao. Shows that paper. Shows that letter. You know, the circle lists. Pleader said, what circle? I think. Chitti dikhao. But that's all. They didn't take any other explanation from me. And he said that I could not show them anything. So they beat up Pleader and his hand was black and blue from ear till ear, elbow. Baba next day asked him, what has happened? He says, they wanted to see, but did you show them? He said, no. How can I show Baba? I have hidden it properly, safely. Baba said, where have you hidden it? Pleader told him, even you won't find. He told Baba. Baba laughed, So that was the significance of it, about the circle list and all. Although all these stories have not gone on record, but Parviz, Sridhar's wife, Sridhar knows about it. So many of them know. Old timers. After his dropping of the body and this circle, now circle list was in physical custody of ours after Pleader's going. Arnavas comes, Rhoda comes, not Rhoda, Nargisanti. Nargisanti comes to our house and says, my mother is Khorshid. She's still alive at 101. She's telling Khorshid, just see where Baba has kept us. So my mother opens first, you're not there. Second, they were also looking. Now, if you are in the fifth circle, supposing, then you will have read the names of the previous four circles also, having scanned through that. That look, I'm not that, look into next, look into. This was going on. Baba is sending Sunama's Khorshid. She comes to, she was a frequent visitor even otherwise whenever she was in Bombay. But here she came on a special errand. She said, Khorshid, I don't know what Baba meant, but he said to remember exactly and convey to you what he has said. He said that send that thing to me without anybody looking at it. What could that thing be? Only thing could be the circle lists only, which I started liberally showing to people. Khorshid said, I'm going after 2 days, give it to me. My mummy said, no, if he wants nobody to see it and directly to be sent to him, I can't give it to you, but I'll make sure that it will be straight received by him. After she was gone, my mother puts it in one envelope, seals it, all the scrolls, seals it and writes on the top of it, personal attention, Avtar Meher Baba, Pimpalgaon. That envelope goes in another envelope, canvas one. Seals completely, staples and all that. Eraj Jasawala, care of Avtar Meher Baba, Pimpalgaon. That goes in a third envelope. Privacy had to be observed. And she writes, Adi K. Irani Secretary, Kings Road, the trust address. So Adi Kaka received that. He looks at it, opened it. Oh, this is for Eraj. Put it in Meherazad mail. It was put there. And, that was the, whenever mail arrived, they all used to sit encircling in front of Baba to find out if anybody has written from home or not. Somebody told Eraj, look, there's a big envelope for you. Eraj said, who could be writing that to me? He took it, he opened it. And Baba was sitting there, in that chair where we bow down in Meherazad. He was sitting there, and Eraj simply said, this is personal attention, Avtar Meher Baba. Baba jumped and grabbed it. Did not allow him to open. He took it outside, he tore it into pieces and he burnt it. And Baba said that this would have been like a Mahabharata in my own circles.
Like a what, sir?
Mahabharata, a battle royal.
Battle.
Infighting, basically.
Infighting. Yeah, he used the right word. And he said, and this would have happened because when Pleader was alive, Baidul was very close to Pleader, that must affinity. And Baidul had come. Whenever they were coming to Bombay from Meherabad, even for a day, they used to make it a point to visit our house, be with Pleader, talk about Baba whole day, spend the whole day. Show me where I am. Pleader said, no, Baba's instructions are not there. I was there at that time. Oh, he said, Pleader said that this is my Baidul, how can I disappoint him? Baba told me not to show it. I can tell him. He has not told me not to tell. So he took refuge in that and he told Baidul that you are in the second circle. I distinctly remember. Baidul physiognomically changed. He went to Baba, to Meherabad, and he rolled up his sleeves. You placed me in second circle. What is it that I have not done that the others have done that you are keeping in? Baba said, you break your head against this wall. What is written will not be changed. So that was the link like Mahabharata infighting would have been there. Baba did not allow anybody to see that. This is not with a view to eulogize or project Pleader's image. It is the God's promise that I have come to awaken. And those who saw, they sought where they got it. He was much before even Neeraj. He was in a year or two after Baba's observing silence. And then most of the times, you see, we have come to know about Baba's stories, predominantly placing our reliance only on Lord Mayor, because that's the best work that is available. But when I asked Bauji, I can be liberally quoted, that certain things were not proper, that Cobra incident, he writes it differently, but it happened slightly different. So something else was also that. He said, first his reaction was that I was not writing about his life. I said, I'm not on that, why did you not write about him? But when you wrote, it should have been most accurate. But I had no sources to go to. He admitted honestly. Said, you know that he was with us, you know everything. So he said, in that case, I'm sorry, and the correction is now taking place. Fair enough. Bob Fenster is doing it. Yeah. So no complaint. So that is the reason why it was there. And whenever Baba had interactions with Pleader, he was doing it alone, absolutely alone. When he was in Bombay, he had never left Baba, although he was in Bombay. Baba had come to Bombay and he was at Ashiana. He had sent for him and he told him to go and stay in that Panchgani cave, a very powerful spiritual landmark of Meher Baba's. And stay there, but before that one night I will be staying there, Baba said. Panchgani cave. Somebody calls it Tiger Cave or this cave or that, but it is in Panchgani. So Baba stayed there and Pleader was made to stay there for 8 months approximately. Go out to the market, bring stuff, everything, but only to that purpose. But on the mountain he was all alone staying there. When he passed, born in 1898 and died in 60. He would have told us honestly, if there was hardly any difference. If it was that way, he would have told us it was that way. No. How the series of miseries led him into going to the various perfect masters and they directing him to Meher Baba and Baba telling him to do things and all that. Circle was never into discussion or anything, at least more than half the part of his stay with Baba. It is only after, a little before the play, when the Mas beat him out. Baba, any avatar, even after dropping off his body, stays into this orbit, stays. He may not be physically there for 100 years. Means in case of Meher Baba, 2069. Got it? But thereafter he goes into his beyond state, where according to, if you were to read God Speaks very well, during that period, from his departure to his coming back, the Sadgurus, the perfect masters, do the balancing of this creation. Until such time, again a Kali Yuga comes and it is unmanageable by them. Then they raise their hands to him for coming. Circles, I'll tell you, umpteen times, even Baba has said this, and Pleader has said this also because Baba has said it. He said, I found the name of certain people, or at least half of the people, that's how he said, whose name I had never come across in my life. The names, maybe somebody, I'm just telling you as an example, somebody from North Pole, not known to us. Whereas some known names were not there. So it is best left as Baba's discretion because he's the author of all that. So Mandali and Circle are two distinctively, or not the same, ditto kind of. They will be responsible for handling the affairs of the creation in their turns, because Sadgurus are not going to live for 700 or 1400 years. The second circle, maybe third circle, they will be handling. Till such time, finally, it is unmanageable.
Yes.
Intervening period from departure to coming next. Once Pleader had asked Meher Baba, when he was alone with him, that he said, I asked Baba that, tell me, I don't want a glimpse, but tell me, what is that experience called God realization? Baba said, you are going to get it. Why are you worried about it now? I promised you. He said, no, but let me have an idea of it. Baba said, millions of electric oceans rush in.
Wow.
I am not the drop. Oh, the ocean. I am everywhere. That kind of explanation.
Drop of a drop.
But we are within that span of 100 years. Don't forget that. Very much in the dragnet. Very much. What was the occasion for many of you people to come to Baba? Somebody through the book, somebody through experience, somebody was intense into some other deity, and he comes here. Meherwan, she was not a Baba lover. They were all with Upasni Maharaj. Gustadji, he was with Sai Baba. But they were the chosen ones. So Baba, when he took charge, he did that. And Babajan used to say, whenever somebody went after Baba announcing his avatar, so she used to do like this, empty her pocket and say, I have got nothing in my pockets. Entire wealth I have given to my son. Go there. Go there. So we have also come under some explanation. But he wanted us. As I keep telling that there are people from Dastur Meher Road, Baba House. The neighborhood people have still not gone to Baba House. Their children, their grandchildren, nobody. But you come from across continents. It's not for nothing. Absolutely no. No, he did not have. He cursed somebody who had that.
Okay, but yesterday you were saying.
See, that is, yeah, none of the brothers and sisters got married. Yeah, one was a gymnast and all that. He died. The slaps that came spiritually to Pleader were very intense. His sister died in the lunatic asylum of Pune, Meadows. 60 plus years she was in that. And when Pleader was about to pass, he put that responsibility on us that take care of my sister, if you can. And I was the only person who could go fast and come to from Pune to Bombay. The same sister who complained about the neighborhood. The other sister died, other brothers died. Only one brother had survived after him, who did not believe in Baba at all. He was there for the funeral. But when Baba sent for him, he had to be physically brought over there. Just come on, come on. So he came. And Baba wanted to embrace him, but he would not go near him. Now, Pleader's own brother had no sanskars. Just imagine. So those were the brothers and sisters who died. That is why he called him, he is my outstanding disciple, he said. There is a book like that. Somebody has written. Yes. They got the God realization is a distinct thing. They got it. They were destined to have it. Gustadji surely has got it.
Yeah.
Who was the one whose grave was there for the first. And then Pleader fall. They got it. But the longing which was to be seen was in this person. Only. To the best of my recollection, I am open to correction, but I don't think I am wrong. Nobody asked for it. They were destined to have, and Baba may have given. But he asked for it uncomplainingly right from day one till he told Baba that give up your divine claim and all that. Now, same person confirming at the time of his passing away. Something unique. What a soul was Eras also. To be with the avatar, although a God realized soul. He never made those claims. He said, no, I'm not in communication with Baba. He doesn't come and tell me no visions, no nothing. Yeah, but Baba only conducted him that way. He was living in 5 stars in his younger days with the father so affluent and all that. But Baba had to give an excuse to him to come to him. So therefore he was totally fallen. Sanskars, main thing is sanskars. He was prepared, as Baba said, that he was in full speed. I only changed the track. And Baba said that, remember, to Pleader he said, yes, lest I would have forgotten. That Narayan Maharaj said that you find a guru and all that. He says when your time comes, when you are ready to receive it, you don't have to find your guru, the guru will find you. And you never found me, I found you. He will place you on his head and give you like this when the time comes. You know, whatever. Sanskar is sanskar. Not all people can give certain answers that some of Baba's disciples have given, although they were not literate at all. Pleader telling him that this is one more mother I have lost. It won't occur to anybody else. He'll cry on the contrary, particularly when Baba pricked him. This is the water that you cried in the night. I'm in the process of writing because Keith Gunn also produced it. He's an excellent friend of mine. He recorded me, Kishore. He came to our place at Golwood all the way anyway. But certain mistakes, in Keith's case, I will say that it was not neglect, but it was a typographical error. Instead of morning 7, a minor thing, instead of evening 7 when Pleader shouted light, he wrote 7 a.m. Now this is also when you talk about highest of the high, you have to be very careful. Yeah, book is coming out. Murshida Connors, she had, I was with her in Walnut Creek. She was just person to person with me in the room. Amongst other things, she said that I think you should write a book. I said, I will have a problem in printing because I am a retired person. So she said, leave that to me. You write it and send me the copies first. We'll see. So I'm in the process. I have to look after my mother also, which is my topmost priority, having cared for her so long. And if at all I finish and if you come across, the title will be Sincerely Yours. Story of this person as also my grandmother. It will keep you glued for another 2 hours. Almost equally intense. Jahangir has seen my grandmother in Guru Prasad. One prayer which Baba was making, for some time he was asking the disciples to recite. You all, I'm sure, must be knowing about it, is, I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not this, I am not that. I am the living lie of the truth that is me. And unless the lie is dead, the truth cannot be. Only for his disciples he gave them to say it in front of him. I am the living lie means the false I. Of the truth that is me is the real I. And unless the lie is dead, the truth cannot be. The real I cannot be realized. That was the prayer also. So shall we?